Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a fabulous day. I am having a pretty good day. It's very sunny here. After a weekend of lots and lots of rain and flooding, we have sunshine, so that is wonderful. So let me just check my device over here to make sure that I'm on the right page, and hopefully I won't be seeing any of my non-stamping friends pop up here that aren't interested in watching stamping. So hopefully I solved my problem from last week where I was on the wrong page, and this will go really smoothly then. So hopefully I won't have to freak out and get all flabbergasted and all that kind of good stuff. So please let me know if you can hear me okay, and say hello, maybe mention where you're from. I'm in Sheridan, Wyoming, which is near the top of the state, which is about 120 miles from Billings, Montana, if you're familiar with that. And speaking of Billings, Montana, I do have to go there. Good morning, Kathy. Again, if you've never watched me before, my poor dear mother, whose birthday is tomorrow, and she will be 85 years old, fell in her home a couple weeks ago and broke her pelvis. So she has gone to the hospital, thankfully didn't require surgery, and they have now sent her to a rehab facility for, I'm not sure how long, a number of weeks. And then she will be able to transition back to home, hopefully. That will go smoothly. So I have been making lots of trips to Billings to be with her, to gather what she needs to be in the facility, and hope that while she's living there, things are good. So hello, Monica. Thank you for joining me. So that's my plan. So I'm now that it's going to be summertime, kids are out of school, my Facebook Live schedule may have to change a little bit depending on what my kids are doing, and with me driving back and forth to see my mom. But I will update my page so you guys will know when I'm doing that. So okay, so again, thank you for joining me. If you're new here, please tell me hello. I guess even if you're not new, just please tell me hello. I love seeing you guys comment. I love seeing where you're from. I find that very interesting. And and please share the video. Thank you, Brina, for telling me that. I do give away all the cards that I make in the Facebook Live every week, and so please share the video to be entered in the drawing for the cards, and let me know that you've shared it, because I like to like your comments. I do answer and reply to all the comments. I usually take some time later this afternoon or tomorrow morning to go through all the comments in case somebody has a specific question regarding maybe something I've shown you or something I've talked about. I do like to make sure everybody knows what's kind of going on. So if you do have any questions, please let me know. Please comment below. Also, while I'm demonstrating, if you feel the urge, you could, send me thumbs ups or some hearts, that kind of stuff. That always makes a person feel good. So love to see that. Okay, so now that we have a few people on, we'll go ahead and start. So I do have the winner from last week's cards. I put everyone's name in a hat. I drew one out, and it was Linda Holden. So Linda, if you're watching me live or watching me on the replay, please go ahead and message me your mailing address. Oh, thanks, you guys. A lot of thumbs up. Thank you. Linda, message me your address, either email barb@barbstamps.com or through Facebook Messenger. Give me your address and I will get these cards out to you right away. So we have that done. I'll put those over there. Next thing I wanted to talk about is, since we have a brand new catalog coming out Friday, obviously you can start ordering Friday at noon, Stampin' Up! Time, which is Mountain Time, Denver time, Salt Lake City time. Hello, Louise. I did mention a little bit about my mom. She's getting better. Thank you very much for asking. So the catalog goes live June 1st, which means, we're all going to be ordering. I know I've got a list, probably even this long, really long, of all the things that I'm going to be ordering. I can hardly wait to get some new stuff in here. I do happen to have all my new colors because we were able to, as demonstrators, order the new colors early. So I do have all my new colors, so I'm very excited about that. I've been using them, and of course, it's always so much fun to have new colors to play with. So that's been fun. And speaking of new colors, I do every year run what I call an in-color club. And so every year Stampin' Up! Offers, 5 new in-colors. Here's the 5 new in-colors this year. And every year I offer an in-color club. It's $31.99 a month. Every month you get, oh goodness, I didn't bring it over here. Let's just grab it. So every month you get some card stock in that color, 12 sheets of card stock. The designer series paper that goes along with that color. This is lipstick, lovely lipstick. You get, of course, ink pad, ink refill, because if you have an ink pad, you need a refill. Marker. and then 2 yards of the ribbon for that color. So every month you get a new color in the mail from me. That takes 5 months, and then at the end of the series, I send you a random sampling of cards that I've created with the in colors. You get, I think you get 3 cards is what I've been doing. So you get 3 in color cards in your last package. So that's kind of fun. Details are on my blog if you're interested in that. So shoot me an email, barb@barbstamps.com, if you want to join us. Okay, so I think, is there any other things I need to talk about? The Color Club. I do also offer product shares, and you guys may be familiar with that. Since we have all these brand new products in the catalog, I like to offer shares of those because a lot of people, I mean, you know, you can't afford to buy every single thing in the catalog, obviously. And so I like to do product shares. Here is a sampling of some of the paper so far that we were able to order. So there's a lot of fun patterns in here. And you do get a sampling of all the papers, sampling of all the brand new ribbons that we have. These are the in colors. If you order the I Want It All product share from me, you get a free package of faceted dots in your package. We do have some other fun ribbons. You can see those in the catalog. If you are a long distance customer of mine, meaning somebody who's purchased from me in the last 6 months, $50, I will have Stampin' Up! Mail you a catalog. So if you do not receive that, please email me, barb@barbstamps.com, and let me know. Also, if you're a local customer of mine, a lot of you have already picked up your catalogs. Some of them I was able to deliver. With my mom's situation, I don't have as much time to deliver. So if you are local to me and you have spent $50 with me in the past 6 months, let me know. I can put a catalog outside for you, and you can come by and pick it up whenever it's convenient for you. We also have some new accessories and embellishments because we always have to have fun accessories and embellishments. Stampin' Up! Just loves doing that. Look at these cute little faceted buttons. Aren't these adorable? I know, right? And then we have some fun metal leaves. Can you guys see those? Sometimes it's weird doing this. And then we have some more little fillers for like shaker cards. These are kind of fun. So we're going to have lots and lots of stuff. And I've got everything on my blog, barb@barbstamps.com. Or no, barbstamps.com. That was my email. Sorry, I lost my mind. barbstamps.com. Hello, Brenda. How are you? And Jane, thank you for watching. So anything you want to know about my In Color Club or my product shares, you can find it on my blog, barbstamps.com. Okay, so let's see what else. Catalogs I talked about. Linda won the cards. I am going to start offering online classes beginning in June. So my first online class is going to be with the Abstract Impressions Suite, which is this amazing stamp set that we are going to be using on our projects today, along with the Springtime Impressions Thinlits. We're going to be using a couple of the dies out of this. The Designer Series paper, amazing. So all the projects are going to use these supplies, of course, with some other supplies too. But they're going to be, this is going to be a part of an online class. So I'm going to have 8 projects for you in the online class. Every project will have an exclusive video that I will not be sharing anywhere but with you who purchase it from me. You will have complete tutorials emailed to you for all of the projects, and there will also be a bonus project. So this time you'll get 9 projects. They're all projects that I have collaborated with some friends on, and we are not sharing them anywhere but with those of you who purchased the class from us. So look for that. June 1st, the registration period will start. June 8th, the class will be ready for you to receive. So more details are coming on Friday about how you can get that. You can purchase the class from me for $20. It does not include any actual hands-on products. That's just the emailed version of the tutorials along with the links to all the videos for the projects, and that'll be $20. Or you can purchase a bundle of supplies from me that are products that are used in the class. And if you do purchase that bundle of products that'll be on my blog Friday, that stuff will be free. So, or the class will be free. Sorry, purchase the bundled products, the class will be free. Again, there will be no mailed cut cardstock, no pieces like that. Everything is online. So shoot me an email if you have any questions about that, barb@barbstamps.com. Otherwise, wait till Friday on my blog for all the complete details for the class. Okay, so I think that's everything that I was going to talk about while I'm facing you guys. So I think we're going to flip the camera and then we will start. I'll show you a few more things because I find the lens, the picture is more clear that way rather than in selfie mode. And then we'll start some stamping. So here we go for our transition. And that was fairly smooth, I think. So yay, let me straighten that up. I'm a little bit, well, I hate the word anal, but it's true I am. I pay particular attention to detail. That's what people tell me. So Okay, so, oh, my friend Kelly's on here. Hi, Kelly. So this is the stamp set, Abstract Impressions. It's very, very fun, and you'll see how much fun when we're using it today. And then here is the die set. It comes with 3 dies, and these are the actual die cuts, what these dies cut out. So this is a really fun kind of corner piece, but you can also trim this apart and make some fun things with it. This really fun butterfly. It's a little bit wider than other butterflies we've had, and then a cute little flower to finish that off. And then the Designer Series paper that coordinates with this set. Let me find that here. There are 12 different double-sided patterns in this, and man, these are so much fun. So we've got lots and lots of floral images, lots of bright, fun spring colors. Lots of our new colors are in here. We've got the mint macaron, the blueberry bushel, the shaded spruce. We've got some mango melody in there. What else do we have? Melon Mambo, which is not a new color. And then you flip it over, and it's just a lot of fun kind of abstract painting, painted designs. And I do believe that along with a lot of our papers are actually hand drawn. We have an artist in-house at Stampin' Up! That actually watercolors these images, draws them herself or himself. I'm not sure if it's a man or a woman. And then they turn it into Designer Series paper. So these are actually images, I do believe, that are hand painted by some actual person, and then they're turned into paper. So that's kind of cool. Okay. Speaking of new ink pads, if you guys haven't seen, I have a video talking about the new ink pads and the way I like to lubricate the lid. So I'm going to kind of show you that. This is a color, Coastal Cabana. I haven't really used a whole lot yet. It's a little bit stiff still. So the difference between our old pads and our new pads, the size of the case, there's a little bit of a difference. You can see the gaps here in the track allow air in the old style pads, no gaps in the new style pads. The pad surface itself is basically the same size. It's just the plastic case that is a little bit different. The foam in this is slightly thinner, but the size is basically the same. So I think you saw how I opened that, just like a makeup compact. You just pop it open, and then you do need to slide it into place. Well, when they're brand new, they're a little stiff. So I have found that if I take some wax paper and rub it on the edges of my pad here, that helps lubricate the pad, and I really think that that helps a lot in making it more user-friendly for you. So just rub the wax paper on both of those sides, get in here in the track, get some wax paper rubbed in there, and then you will find that these will slide a lot easier for you after you do that. So you can also check out, like I said, I've got a video on YouTube showing you some more tips with these new pads. But, oops, yep, throw it on the floor. That's the way to keep it nice. So those are I've got some tips for the pads. Okay, so I did want to show you a few more cards that I have done with this stamp set. These are not in my online class. These are just some cards that I've created. So here is one that uses our 2 new purples, the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape. Aren't they just amazing? Along with Granny Apple Green, which is another one of my favorite new colors. And so this is just kind of, I'm not sure what you call this. It's almost like a peekaboo window sort of kind of card. I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of cool. And then here's one that I made. I actually copied the current catalog. There was a page in the current catalog that I copied. Oh, thank you for the heart. And so I did copy that and make this card. And then I did a coordinating envelope for it. So that's kind of fun. This is a card that was part of my Big Shot at Home class. I actually found this card online and used it in my class. I thought it was super cool. So this is that butterfly in action here. Thought that was kind of fun. Butterfly in action again. And then this is the Coastal Cabana. Thank you, Melba. I appreciate that. And then here is where I was talking to you guys about how you can cut this large die down. You can cut it down and just use pieces of it on your cards. So that's kind of fun. Okay, let's move on to actually stamping something now, shall we? Move that out of the way. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to stamp for you guys was some note cards. And now I'm actually making a set of 4 of these for my mom. There's some people that have been super kind to her in the facility that she's in right now, and she wants to give them a little thank you, some of the staff. So I'm going to make her some super simple note cards. And so I'm making 4 for her, and then whoever wins my cards next week will get the one that I make today. Well, I might make all of them right now just because then I'll have them done. But we'll see. So our note cards and envelopes, you can buy them. They come in a package. These are vanilla, but I'm going to use white today. And you get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. And the cards are 3.5 by 5. Of course, envelopes slightly larger to take the card. So they come like this with a score line on them. So they're just super simple to use. You just fold it in half on the score line. And then, of course, burnish it with the bone folder. And I just realized I don't have my glasses on. So I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, isn't that amazing what glasses will do? You can actually see. Okay, so we're going to make 4 of these. I've already got 1 done, my sample. So we're going to make 4 more. You guys will get 1 and Mom's going to get 4. Okay, so we'll score all of these and fold them. Get that done. Oops, I can't really see the edge there. Okay, so we've got 4 note cards, and I'm going to do them all in the vertical orientation, like so, which I guess is what, portrait mode or something. But actually, I might want to unfold them. I just folded them, and now I'm unfolding them just to make sure that I get nice stamped images on them. Okay, so we're going to bring in... My arm might be in the way. Sorry about that. One of my foam mats. This is one of our foam piercing mats. And I like to use a foam pad sometimes when I'm stamping with photopolymer stamps. I just feel like I get a little bit better impression that way. So we're going to start out by doing the Granny Apple Green. And we're going to stamp the Granny Apple Green on every one of these cards. The leaves, kind of the ground leaves. Where's my stamp set so I can kind of show you? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You'll see it when I stamp it. So I'm going to ink that up, and kind of in the middle here, I guess, we're going to stamp it. Hello there, Joyce. Thanks for joining us. So this is a fast way, you guys, to make a bunch of cards. Seriously. Get your cards all ready. Get your stamps all ready. And this is like a great thing to use as a gift for someone, because who can't use a thank you card? And these note cards make it so simple. And it's just like, you know, you go to Walmart or something and you buy a little set of cards. Well, these are so much better. I don't want this Call Me Clover. Why do I have this here? I want Garden Green. Okay, so we're done with Granny Apple. So we're just going to close that up. And now we're going to bring in the overstamp for this. And we're going to stamp that in some Garden Green, like so, on all of the cards. Trying to make sure I don't get ink on my hands, because you know how it is when you get ink on your fingers. Always, always, always gets on your card, and that is really super annoying. Okay, detail grass or leaves, got that part done. And my mom's favorite color is yellow, so I hope nobody minds that the flowers are going to be yellow. So we've got that. Now we're going to bring in our 2, and I'm not even sure what kind of flowers these are. Maybe they're not really a flower. Maybe they're just blobs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to ink up the smaller blob. And this is Daffodil Delight. And I think I'm just going to go like so. So we'll stamp all the cards in the Daffodil Delight. Trying to remember how I placed these, so let's hope that it turns out all right. But like the stamp set is so kind of, it's abstract. That's the name of the stamp set. So even if everything you do isn't like perfect, it's still going to look good. All right, daffodil, we're done with that. Bring in our pineapple punch. And I stamped kind of the larger part of this flower first, so I should be able to see through my yellows, the yellows here, because this is a little bit lighter, and get that over stamped just like so. Okay. And so if anybody has any idea what kind of flowers these are, please mention that, because I have no idea. Okay. Hello, Levon. Thank you for sharing the video. I do appreciate that. Bonnie, hello to you too. Okay, so we've got the yellows done, and they turned out good. Close that up. And so I kind of thought a little butterfly detail might be kind of fun. So the stamp set does have this cute little butterfly. Actually, it's got a lot of things. Well, I got to find it because I got to show you guys. Oh, yeah, I still get back here. Okay. So this is obviously a butterfly's body. This looks like leaves, but yet it can be used as part of the butterfly's body, and so can this piece here. And so do I have, does that card that I showed you earlier, did that have a butterfly on it? Yes, okay. So here's that little butterfly body, and then the light purple that you kind of see in there is this little tiny stamp right here, which can also double as leaves. And then the rest of the butterfly's wings I did use as leaves also. So that's like a dual purpose stamp in here, which is amazing. And here's another kind of outline solid butterfly. And you can overstamp this on top of it, which is really fun. I think I may have done that on a card. Let me grab this. Oh yeah, here we go. It's the same card. I was kind of trying to decide what I was going to do with it, but here's the large kind of solid butterfly image right here. And then this little piece was overstamped in the darker color. So you can use them as leaves or butterflies. So the stamp set is, oh my gosh, you guys, so amazing. Everyone's going to need it, want it, use it, and just have so much fun with it. Okay. So we're going to do a butterfly on this. So I've got some blueberry bushel for the body. And I kind of thought maybe we'd just stamp it up above. Move my other stamps out of the way so I don't get ink on them, as I spoke of earlier, because sometimes I am messy and I get ink on things that I don't want ink on. Does anybody else do that? I'm just going to say that yes, everyone does it so that I don't have to feel like a ding-dong. Okay, Balmy Blue is another one of our new colors, and I have not used my wax paper on that one yet, so it is a little stiff. All right, where's my other butterfly? Okay, I just had it in my hand. I suppose it's out here right in front of my face and I'm not looking at it. Does anyone see it? Butterfly body right there. Kelly sees it. Where is it, Kelly? Unless that's not what she's talking about, of course. Oh my heavens, Barb. Why do I do that, you guys? It was literally right here in my hand. I had it in my bucket. I pulled it out to show you guys how they work. And I can't find it now. Oh, this is ridiculous. Well, this may call for me to do some stamping on the fly if I can't find it, because that's a problem. Grass, grass, butterfly body, flowers, pad, ink, ink, cards, envelopes. Did I drop it on the floor and didn't realize it? Yes, I did. Okay, crisis averted. Here we go. And then I'm just going to kind of stamp. I don't know if I want to do it like that. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cute. Okay. So we're going to do that. Jerry is slaving away at work. She'll have to watch it on Friday. Jerry, I understand. This is me slaving away at work too. Okay, so there's our fun little butterflies. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just stamp thank you. There is a thank you stamp in the set, so we're going to use that. And I thought we'd just come in with some black. This is just our Memento black. And we'll just kind of stamp that. Did I get that all inky? Right below the flowers, just like so. Super simple. And you could make like a lot of these in a very short period of time. As you see, we have not spent too much. Well, of course, I lost some stuff, so that took some time. But if you're not like me and you don't lose stuff, then you'll get these done a lot faster. Okay, so there is 4 cards. Bam, done. And if you want to decorate your envelopes, you can certainly do that. We could do that super simple. Let's see, what should we do with them? Maybe we'll just put a little bit of grass and a little set of flowers. So maybe we'll just come in and just kind of do just barely. Whoops, can you guys even see that? I think I had that out of the frame. Sorry about that. Find my large stamp here. And maybe we'll just, like so, envelope done. So we will quickly do a couple more of these. Get the green on them. A little more green. Thank you, Joyce. I think I might have missed some comments. So like I said before, I do go through them and check them out, you guys. So you can always leave me some comments and I will go back later and go through them and get them all answered. Okay. So there we have it. Let me get all this ink closed because I feel like I've got ink on my fingers and I'm going to get it on something. So hold on. I need a wipe because the last thing I want to do is mess up all the cards I just made. So let's get my hands all wiped off. Okay. Dry them on my pants, right? Because who cares about your pants? Put this away. And so here are all of our cards. Super simple. Here's our envelopes. Bam, they're done. Mom's going to be happy. You guys are going to be happy because someone's going to win them. Okay, I'm going to put all these stamp pads back in my bucket here, with the exception of Granny Apple Green, because it's so amazing that I need to use it again. And some of these stamps I'm going to use again too, so I'm going to have to clean them off. That one I need. I don't think I need the butterfly. So let me pull out my Simply Chamois here. If you guys aren't familiar with this, this is a new product in the catalog. It's just a chamois to clean off your stamps. You can still use your Stampin' Scrub if you want, but this is really helpful if you're using your Stamparatus to wipe off any excess ink that you might get around your stamp when you're inking it up. So, and it's a little bit thicker. Hello, Julie. Hello, Mandy. I'm glad to know I'm not alone at losing stuff. It's kind of made for the stamp press. It's a little bit thicker. You may have seen some absorbent cloths out there in the past. This one's a little bit thicker, so it can kind of get down into the grooves of the stamps and clean them up. So the Stampin' Chamois is amazing. So if you don't have one, you need one. Get my iPad back over here so I can make sure I'm still live, which I am, so yay that. Okay, we've got the Granny Apple Green, because we're going to need that. Got a few more colors here. We're going to use some Bermuda Bay and then black, because who doesn't love Granny Apple Green, Bermuda Bay, and black? Love it. Yes, Jean, you do wet it, and then to clean it, you simply just run it under the water and just wring it out, and the ink will, you'll see ink coming out of it into the sink as you're rinsing it out. And I have 1 or 2 times taken just like hand soap that I have in my bathroom, rubbed it in my hands, and then kind of squeezed it into the chamois, just because, I don't know if you have to do that, but in my crazy anal mind, I feel like it's got to be clean, so I do that, but I don't know if it's made any difference. So, but that's what I've done. Okay, and I didn't cut a piece of paper for this project, so we're going to do that now. So I'm cutting a piece of paper that is 2 inches wide by 4 1/4 inches long. So that's what you're hearing there is my paper trimmer. And there it is, my piece of cardstock. Okay, so I have a stamp from, where is it? This little guy here. From the stamp set called Southern Serenade. It was introduced in our Occasions catalog. It is carrying over to the big catalog. And so I chose this. I'm so blessed to call you my friend. Sentiment out of there, because I thought that was really fun. And I'm going to stamp it in black down near the bottom of my tag here. Pretty close to the bottom. Make sure it's centered, let's hope. Eyeballs. Oh, and all of a sudden as I was stamping it, I thought, oh, good Lord, is it upside down? Because you may have noticed I don't put the stickers on the back of my stamps. All of our stamp sets come with a set of stickers, and you can put them on the back of the foam if you desire. I don't desire, because right now I don't feel like they stick that great. They are working on a new and improved sticker, so in the future when those are released, I may put them on. But for now, I do not. Okay. Stamp in the black, done. Now we're going to use the Granny Apple Green. Or no. I don't need Granny Apple Green. I need Shaded Spruce. Or is that Call Me Clover? You know what? Now I can't remember what color I used. Where is my little color coach thing? Oh my gosh. If you guys can see this desk behind me, you would probably screech in horror because it's a mess. And I can't find stuff, which just maddens me to no end. I'm usually a pretty organized person, but today I'm not. Oh, okay, here it is. Shaded Spruce, Bermuda Bay. It said soft suede. We're going with black because I decided to go with black. So we are going to use Shaded Spruce. So I need to find that now. Found it. Okay. And we have some Shaded Spruce. This one I have also not wax papered up. Oh, look what I just did. Does anybody do that? Yeah. Story of my life. Good thing I still have my wipe handy. I'll just clean off the old fingers. Good Lord. I tell you. Messy, messy. The life of a stamper, right? Inky hands all the time. Okay, gotta dry them off. Okay, I think I'm ready now. All right. So we have the large stamp. And again, we're going to bring back in our little pad because I like to have something to stamp on. And this actually might need a piece of scrap paper, because I find when I stamp off on cardstock that has ink on it, it gets kind of messy. Okay, so this is the large, bold kind of stamp. So I'm going to stamp it off one time, and then we're going to stamp it right here above our sentiment. Oh my, that's not going to work. Please stand by while I cut more paper. Okay, that's a do-over. This goes at the bottom, about like so. We're going to ink that up again, but this time, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in my old chamois and just wipe that right off. That's what I get for being a heavy-handed stamper. I always feel like I have to just mash my stamps into my ink, mash my stamps onto my paper, and then I cause a problem for myself. So here's our overlay stamp. Okay, those two. We're going to get rid of our shaded spruce now. And we're going to open up their Bermuda Bay. And so we're going to start with the little image. These are the same stamps I used on that previous card. And so we're going to stamp our Bermuda Bay. Where? I think about like so. Well, we'll hope it's going to work. And this is the little bit larger flowers. So we're going to stamp them off one time. And then I can see right through those other images to get that stamped right on top. So we are done with that. So now I am going to bring in my scalloped tag topper punch. And a lot of you probably have this punch because it's been around for a little while and it's completely amazing. So if you don't have it, you probably need it. Okay, put that away. Now I've got some of our super yummy shimmer black ribbon. This stuff is just so pretty. I love it. So I'm just going to thread that through. This is actually going to end up being like a bookmark on the front of a card so somebody could take it off and use it. Well, you are going to be able to give it to somebody who can take it off and use it because someone's going to win it. Okay. And then I've got some of our silver and white baker's twine here. This actually also came out in the Occasions catalog and is also carrying over. And so we are just going to tie these two ends of the ribbon in a knot. No, not the ribbon in a knot, the twine in a knot. Sometimes I don't exactly say what I mean, but hopefully you guys know what I'm saying. It's kind of funny. Speaking of that, I sent a text message to one of my customers yesterday asking her a question about her credit card. And it made perfect sense to me what I was asking, of course. But she didn't understand what I was saying, and so she called me to clarify. Barb, what do you want? And I said, oh my gosh, Donna, that's so funny because, you know, I knew exactly what I was saying, but she had no idea what I meant. So it's just kind of funny. So hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, can you tell us about the ring you just did with the colors? Oh, Kathy, yes, I can. Let me bring that back in here. Except where did I do with it? Oh, here we go. These are, Stampin' Up! Used to offer something called a color coach that you could purchase in previous catalogs. Here's an old one. This is what it looked like. It had the swatch color of one of our colors, and then the back had some coordinating colors. Well, I think they're fairly expensive to produce, and they didn't really want to put them in the catalog, I guess. So they gave us a download. So these forms are on my blog. Or if you're a demonstrator, you can find them on the demonstrator website. But they are on my blog near the bottom of every blog post I've done probably over the past week and a half. And you print them out on cardstock. So these are just printed out on white cardstock, Whisper White. And you can print them either in portrait mode or landscape mode. I didn't know that when I printed mine that I had the option of changing my printer to be landscape mode. So these I actually printed in portrait mode. And so they're about 2.5 by 3, if I remember right. But if you print them landscape mode, then they come out about 3 by 4. So if you want them a little bit bigger, print them in landscape mode. If you don't mind them being teeny tiny like this, then portrait mode is fine. And so they do have one for every color that we have, every current color. So we have 50 of them. They don't have it for white, black, and vanilla, just our regular colors. And so then I just cut them with a paper trimmer. Punched a hole in them with an old crocodile that we used to sell, and then found a book ring at a local office supply store and put them on the ring. So it's a kind of fun little way if you're kind of stumped for color combinations. I can just whip this open, and that's how I actually found the combination for this. It said soft suede, but I didn't want to use soft suede, so I just substituted black, and I think it looks fine. So again, these are on my blog at the bottom of every blog post I've done over the past month or week and a half, barbstamps.com. You can find them, download them, print them yourself. So that's kind of fun. So thank you for asking that, Kathy, because I am sure other people had the same question. Okay, so we're just going to trim those off. That's pretty much, well, this one's not quite the way I want it. Actually, neither is this. Okay, get that out of the way. So here is our little bookmark piece. And we're going to add that to a card. So here is a Bermuda Bay card base. Where's my other little piece? And then I have a piece of Pool Party that is, what's the dimension? That's 4 1/4, 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. It just happened to be a scrap I had in my drawer. So it's actually 1 7/8, but a 2" by 4 1/4 would probably look perfect. And so I'm just going to kind of attach this to the edges here. And since I want this to be a removable type thing, I'm just going to kind of tuck it in here. And I'm going to actually use a rolled up piece of washi tape so that it's sticky, but not so sticky that it won't come off. So let me find some washi tape over here in my stash of stuff. All right, here's a skinny kind of one. So we're just going to grab this one here, and I'm going to rip off a strip of washi tape. And then I'm going to put it on my hand to kind of get some of that sticky off, because I don't want it to be so sticky that when the person removes the bookmark that they can't get it off. And I'm just going to roll it on itself like you do with tape. And then I'm just going to kind of stick that on the back, and then I'm going to actually put that in the card. But I'm going to add this to the front first. So all I'm going to do is just put a little bit of adhesive on the edges, because I want the tag to sort of be able to be removed, obviously. And I'm just going to kind of put this, I don't even know where, just kind of wing it. Doesn't really matter. Wherever you want it to be is where you should put it. Okay. And we'll do that. So that little tip with the washi tape of putting it on your hand first. Oh my gosh, I am struggling hardcore with this. I think it's because I'm trying to talk and work at the same time. Multitasking is hard. Okay. There's a tiny bit of an edge there, so we're going to trim that off with some paper snips. I cut it just slightly longer than 4 1/4, obviously. Okay, so I've got my not quite so sticky tape anymore, and then I'm just going to kind of slide that in there and just kind of tack it down. So when I hand it to somebody, they should be able to pull it out. It shouldn't fall out, but they should be able to peel that off without ruining the cardstock. And then they'll have a little bookmark that they can use, and they can be reminded of you because you gave it to them. Well, actually, yeah, you're going to give it to them because I'll give it to you and you can give it to someone else. So that is my second project. Just a little cute bookmark. Seems super simple. I love super simple things. All right, let me clean up now. I don't think I need any of these stamps, so I'm going to get out my chamois and we're going to clean them all off. And I just find if you just kind of pounce them, you know, pat them in there and just gently twist as you're doing that, then I find that they come clean pretty dang easily. And this is all like stains. This isn't ink, so it's stained. So I've rinsed it out numerous times to clean it off, and the stains don't come out, unfortunately. But you just have to kind of resign yourself to the fact that it's just going to look like that, and it's okay. Even for somebody like me who pays particular attention to detail or is anal, I've come to terms and it's okay. All right, we're going to move that out of the way. I'm going to kind of brush some of these bits into my trash can here so that they're not bothering me. They probably don't bother anyone but me. And we're going to move on to our next project. Now this one does use one of the dies that we talked about. So let me get some supplies out here. Got a little skinny strip of shaded spruce. Here is the die cut out of mint macaron. Got a piece of white, and I'll measure that because I can't remember what it is. Blueberry bushel, we'll measure that. The designer series paper that we talked about earlier. And then a card base of shaded spruce. And then my little cheater that I'll show you in a second of how we're going to end up cutting this. And then I've got some pieces over here that I've already cut that I need. We're going to do a tiny bit of embossing, so I'll get the supplies for the embossing out. We'll set that right there. Oh, now. And as I go across there, here's my host code for the month. If you want to place an order with me, I've got some free tutorials and a cardstock sampler for you if you use my code with a $40 order. Okay, there was a shameless plug there for you guys. All right, I don't need that ink. Do I need any ink? Oh yeah, Versamark. Okay, so I've already die cut this. And I do want to give you a tip on how to get, a lot of times these super detailed dies are hard to cut because sometimes the little bits don't come out so easily or nicely as we would like them to. So what you can do is you can take the die. Where's my die? Grab it out here. So you would take the die, you would place it on your cardstock like so. And normally you would set it on your machine, you'd put your cutting pad on top, and you would send it through. In this case, what you want to do is you want to flip this over, okay? So that the die is down. So how I do it is I've got my magnetic platform, my precision base plate, my die, my cardstock, and then a clear cutting pad on the top, and you roll that through. There's some science about having the cutting pad and the blade of the die up that allows it to kind of mold as it's going through the roller, and that allows you to get a really nice cut. So normally I got to run things through like 3 or 4 times, and the bits don't always come out really easily. So I did run it through twice just because that's what I do. And I used my foam pad and my brush, and I think I only had to pop out like 2 of the bits with a piercing tool after I was done. So that's a little tip for you. Cut with die blades up and you'll have better luck. All right. So here is our piece cut out of mint macaron. This is just a template for me to know. So we're going to cut off this little section here and this little section here because I don't want those. I want this to be a little bit smaller for my project. So I just got some paper snips here, and I'm just going to gently cut around this petal of this flower like so. And then I'm going to cut around this kind of pointy flower here. Get that off. And this little pointed part here. Get that off. So we've cut this little part off. And now up here, you can see we're going to cut off these 3 little flowers. Again, we're just going to come in with some paper snips and just do some really gentle cutting. Thank you for the love, you guys. This isn't my idea. I did find it somewhere online. I don't remember where, of cutting this. I mean, obviously, I may have come up with that myself of cutting this apart, but I hadn't thought of it by the time I saw it. So there you go. So it's not my personal original idea, but it's an amazing idea. So now we have just this section here. Put it like that so you can see it. So this is what we have left. So that's what's going to be on the front of our card. So that's my little cheat sheet template that I made myself so I can remember how to do it. And measurements. All right, so the white piece is 3 1/8 by 4 1/4. And then we have our blueberry bushel, which is 3 3/8. Well, I added 3/16. So this is 3 5/16. So that's a stupid measurement. You might not want to do it like that. And then this is 4 7/16. So again, stupid measurements, but I was kind of doing it purposely because I wanted this piece to be on my white just so my analness comes out in me, and I have to go with 8ths and 16ths. But clearly it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so we're going to actually glue the white panel to the blueberry bushel panel. Whoops, my snail is just about out, and so it's going to give me fits now, I have a feeling. Okay. See if we can get that lined up nicely. Okay. And now I've got a couple different ways to do this. As I was putting one of these kind of cards together a couple of weeks ago, a thought came to my brain. And so I'm going to show you my thought process, and then you guys can decide what you think is better. So here are 2 pieces. They're cut the same. There's nothing different about how I cut them. But this one, I put mini Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of it. Okay, so I just kind of put the mini Stampin' Dimensionals where there was a natural flower middle. Here, where there was a natural flower middle. Okay, so I just put a mini dimensional back there. Then what I did was I got my Stampin' Glitter. Here it is, right here. And so I had to peel off, so I took the dimensional, I peeled it off the sheet, So it's got one sticky side. I put that so the sticky side was going to show through these holes. Then I pressed them into my glitter. So the stickiness is now glittery, which I kind of thought was kind of fun. Now we can do it without the glitter. So now I want you guys to vote while I'm kind of putting some more of the card together. Glitter flower middles, no glitter flower middles. What do you want? So say glitter or no glitter, and then we'll decide what we're going to do. Okay. So that was a little trick. Now that I have not seen anywhere, so that might be my own personal invention. Who knows? But I haven't seen it, so I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, I thought of that. Okay. So while I'm waiting for you guys to vote glitter or no glitter, I've got another little flower here that I did glitter, and I am going to keep it glittered because I'm going to put that up in the corner of the card with glitter. Oh my gosh, already everyone is going glitter, 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 glitter. I kind of thought you guys might say that because I really like the glitter too. Yes, Kathy, glitter, bling, amazing. We're going to do it. Yep, everyone's saying glitter. So we're going to go glitter. So this one we aren't going to use today right this minute. We'll put that in the bucket and we're going to go glitter. So now what's kind of cool about this is I already have my adhesive on there too. So now I can just peel off these little backings and then I already have my adhesive. So I got a double whammy here, a double bonus. We've got glitter and adhesive is already on there, so I don't have to try to, because sometimes with these detailed dies, if you don't use the multi-purpose adhesive sheets, they can be a little bit of a bugger to glue down. So now we don't have to glue them down because we already have the glue on it. Okay, so we're going to just kind of set that about like so. And then this other little tiny flower, and that actually comes in the die set. So you get the tiny flower, the butterfly, and the large flower spray. So I went ahead and ran a tiny flower through and glittered that up too. And I do have to say, this is a layout that I did find online too. This isn't my layout. I just thought it was really fun. Okay, so now I've got glitter everywhere. So I love it. I'm going to be glittered up now. So when I go out this afternoon to go to the grocery store, I'm probably going to have glitter on my face. And people are going to think, there's just something special about her. I know, glitter. All right, thanks you guys for the love for the great idea. Yeah, I did kind of think that was kind of a good idea myself. I was kind of patting myself on the back a little bit when I did that the other day. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm kind of a genius. Okay, now my head's going to get all swelled up, and then, yeah, I'm going to be one of those annoying people nobody wants to be around. All right, so we're going to add some adhesive to this panel, and then this one. So I did put that on a little bit cockeyed. So, oh, this was 3 3/4 by 5. This piece of the designer series paper. So I put that a little bit cattywampus that way. This one's going to be a little bit cattywampus the other way. Like so. And then for my sentiment, I've got a strip. This is 3/4 by length, doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it needs to be long enough for your stamp to fit on there, but it's not a specific length. And I'm going to ink my stamp up with Versamark. So first I'm going to use my embossing buddy because we're going to heat emboss this with white. I'm just going to kind of pounce that on there to get any static off so I don't get embossing powder sticking where I don't want it. And we'll use our Versamark here. So I'll just kind of tap my sentiment in here. And I'll kind of hover over the top. Hopefully you don't see my hair hanging down into the camera. Press that into place. And then put the lid on the ink so I don't end up dumping embossing powder on it, because that is also something I would do. And we'll just dump some white embossing powder on there, like so. And the amazingness of the embossing buddy, I don't see any little bits of embossing there that I'm going to have to take care of. So that's amazing. So now what I would do is I would go over to my heat tool. I would heat that up. And I may, oh no, here it is over here. And I would melt it. So I've already done that. So here it is, heated up and melted, and we're good to go. So I'm going to set that over here, and I'll heat that up and melt that at a later date. So now I'm going to snip it off about right there. So that's maybe, I don't know, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch-ish. It doesn't really matter. You just can kind of guess. And we're going to use our Banner Triple Punch. So I'm just going to slide that in there and eyeball it. Bring it down just a hair. Eyeball it to snip that off. There. And we're going to end up putting that right here, but I'm going to curl it first. So I'm going to kind of curl it in the middle, So I've done this. So it's kind of bent a little bit. Then I'm going to curl the top this way and curl my flagged end that way. So you can kind of see how it's like a loopy thing, whatever. I just find that to be a little bit fun. So I'm going to stick adhesive here, and I'm going to actually use liquid adhesive just because sometimes snail doesn't always want to stick where you want it to stick forever. And I want this to stick forever. Okay, so I press that down. And then, I should have done this before I pressed it down. Good Lord. But we're going to sneak in here, and we're going to just put a little bit of liquid glue on that little hump that I created. So can you see that little hump there? So we have the liquid glue right there on the edge, and a little bit of liquid glue. Oh, and I moved that. Ugh! That's what happens when you're not paying attention to what you're doing, Barb. Okay, so now you can kind of see how the sentiment pops up off the card a little bit. So that just gives it a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more fun. Different kind of look. And then of course we have our glitter flower middles. Wahoo! So yay for glitter flower middles. Okay, so that's our next card. And I did a card similar to that for my Big Shot at Home gals in our last month in May's class. I thought of the glitter dot after I had put this whole thing together. Then I kind of wanted something up here in the corner. And I went, oh, I'll put a little flower there. But then I thought, well, the flower middle is boring, and hence the dimensional, the glitter, blah, blah, blah. And it was all born from that. So, but this is the card that's going to go into the package for somebody to win next week along with the other cards. And I have one more card to show you today. And so hold on while I grab the bucket of stuff. Ugh, I'm trying to gather my wits here. Okay. So we're still using the same stamp set. Like I said, the same bundle. I guess not stamp set, but the same bundle. And that phrase that was in my last card was in the stamp set also. And now I can't find it. Wow. It's just amazing to me how I can just literally have something in my hand, turn around, put it somewhere, and then it's lost forever. It's just amazing to me how that happens. So we will move on. Okay. So we've got a few more stamps from the set. We've got some of the small flowers, the bold and the detailed. The rose image in the set has actually three images to make the whole rose, but we're just going to use two. The boldest one and then the middle one. We've got some leaf images here, little leaves. And then I found a sentiment that I wanted to use out of the Flourishing Phrases stamp set, which has been in the catalog for a few years. I just love this just to note and to thank you so very much. I really like the font. So that's why we're going to use that. We're also going to use some Melon Mambo and some Mango Melody. Oh, and I need Granny Apple Green back. What do they do with that? Here it is. And we need our Granny Apple Green. Don't need Versamark. Don't need an embossing buddy. Move those out of the way. Oh, here's the stamp set right on the floor beneath my feet where I probably dropped it a little while ago. So we've got the boldest rose and then the medium-sized rose. I'm not using the more detailed part of the rose. We're going to use these two little small flowers down here and then these two leaves along with the sentiment from the other stamp set. So we've got our Mango Melody card base, a layer of Mango Melody, a piece of white, which is like the second largest plain square in the square framelits. And then I think this is the second largest scallop square in that same set of the scallops. We've got a little strip of our 1/8 inch white ribbon. And I think that's all I have. Yes. Okay. Oh, and then we have some, what do you call those things? Sequins. And then my little thing. Get that out of my way. Do I have everything out of the way that I don't need? Because the more things that are in my way, the more chance stuff is going to get lost when Barb is stamping. Okay, so we're going to move some of the stamps out of the way. Put them in groups. I'm going to start with the sentiment. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment on my square of white in Melon Mambo ink. Okay. I'm going to stamp it right down here in the corner. About like so. All right, so now I don't need this stamp, so I'm going to move it so I don't end up touching it and get ink all over the place. And now we're going to go with some Mango Melody. That one needs to be lubricated a little bit. There's just so many things a person's got to do, but I wanted to stamp, so that was kind of more important than lubing up my pads. Okay, so here is a scratch paper on a foam mat. And we're going to start with the Mango Melody. And so I'm going to ink that up and I'm going to stamp it off one time. And then I'm just going to kind of bring it in and stamp it right there in the corner. Second one, stamp it off. About like so. Stamp it off. And then we're going to come in down here. We're just going to slightly catch the edge of that greeting, not a problem. This is the medium-sized rose now, and I don't know if these are supposed to go together a certain way. I'm just not caring, and I'm just stamping them. And I think they look fine without paying too much attention to detail, aka Barb. That's like my middle name. And just stamping them and just forgetting that it's not perfect. We're going to bring the, what is this? Melon Mambo. Gosh, I keep wanting to say Melody now for some reason. And this is the large, bold image, and we're stamping it off once. Stamping it in between the mango ones, and then I'm just going to stamp that. And again, I don't know if this is supposed to go a certain way. I haven't ever done it, so I don't know as though it matters. And then we're going to bring in the old Granny Apple Green because it's amazing. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp off the leaves, and then we're going to stamp them onto the card. And these are the large, bold leaves. And then we're going to come back in with a detailed leaf. Where do I want to put that? Right here, maybe? Maybe right there. We'll see if we need to add some more. Ah, did you just see what I did? That's a classic Barb move right there. Upside down. Where's my chamois? I just had it. I think I moved. Oh, it's underneath my cardstock. Okay. So that worked out pretty dang good. Of course, I got some on my thumb, picking it up. Okay. We're going to try that again, and we're going to hold on to the stamp this time. And I'm going to bring it in, and I'm just going to stamp it full strength in those leaves that I already stamped. Just to add a little bit of detail to them. Like that. And I kind of think I need one coming off the edge here. Just seemed like it was missing something, so we're going to add it there. Okay, what else? Maybe over here on the edge, we might need a slight leaf. Bring that one in like so. I think that's going to work. Now I got to make sure. Look at that mess I've made. And I'm always telling my customers, you don't have to smash the stamps into the pad. Well, they're only doing what the teacher is doing, so I can't blame anyone but myself. Okay, so I'm going to clean these off just because I've got a little bit of ink on the excess on the actual blocks themselves. And if I don't clean it off, then chances are I'm going to touch it and I'm going to make a mess. Now I got to check my hands. Are my hands clean? Okay. So I'm going to bring my layer of the Mango Melody in here, and I'm going to use that medium stamp again. And this time I'm not going to stamp it off or anything. And I'm just going to stamp a few flowers in the corners just to kind of add a little bit of detail to the card front. And maybe one more right there. So then this, we're going to glue to this. And actually, maybe I'll use dimensionals on that rather than just glue it down. So we'll just add one in each corner here. If you don't have any fingernails, you can still peel these off. They do come off pretty dang easily. Okay. So we're going to layer that. So I'm just going to have a tiny bit of the Melon Mambo, good Lord, kind of peeking out there. And then we've got the mango, we've got the Granny Apple Green, yay! We've got our main card base here. This is 8.5 by 5.5. We're just going to fold it in half and do that. And then this is going to actually get glued to this. And I don't think I'm going to use dimensionals. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use some liquid glue to get that on there. And I did cut the layer to 4 by 5.25, excuse me. And get that pressed onto there. And then I've got my ribbon. Get down there. There's some ribbon. So we're going to try to tie some ribbon through the inside of the card onto the front in a knot. And we'll see how it goes. And I probably don't need quite that much. Pull some of that back. Try to make it flat. Okay. Tight. And we'll just cut that off. And we'll finish this knot. Nope, whoops. Kind of lost my center there, so we're going to try this again. Boy, I look like I don't know what I'm doing for some reason. Sometimes a skinny ribbon is hard to work with, but we got it. Okay, so we're going to kind of pull that up just a little bit. I don't want it too far. And we're going to trim off the ends, of course. Always got to trim off the ends. A nice angle, but that's a little bit too long. Okay. And then this piece we're going to bring in, and I don't know if I'm going to pull that up just a little higher. If I want it to be super close to the center, or if I want this to be on the edge. Actually, what I could have done, we can't do that now, so it doesn't make any difference. I could bring this over and then maybe do that. Oh, actually, maybe we could turn this. Maybe we'll do that. It was actually going to be a portrait mode card, but I think I'm changing my mind all of a sudden now. And we'll just have this kind of right at the edge of that focal point, and we'll do something. Yeah, I think that's going to work. So we are going to pop this up with dimensionals. See, I always change my mind. Well, not always, but sometimes, you know, you're just going with something. You think you're going to do something one way, and then you change your mind. And that's what women can do. We can change our minds anytime we want. I think there's a rule somewhere in the book of women's rules that says if you decide to change your mind, it's totally fine. And you can, and a man can't say anything about it. So there you go. If anybody questions you, just tell them that they can contact me. Okay, so I think we're going to set that about like this. And we should be able to pull this through a little farther. Okay, I think that's going to work. I think I like that. I think that's good. Okay, so there is our fourth card. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you need to order any supplies, please go to my website, shoppingwithbarb.com, and get those supplies. Use my host code. I've always got free gifts with purchase. I'm going to bring all the cards back out, so in case you were joined us late, you can see them, and I'm going to use my bone folder on that again. So here's a little set of note cards that we made, actually for my mom, but whoever wins the cards next week is going to get one. And then we have this fun card that I just finished. Oh, wait. You know what? I don't think I'm quite done yet. So everybody hold the phone because I'm not quite done. I did want to add some sequins because I thought that might be kind of fun. So I'm going to use these kind of pinkish iridescent ones in here. And of course I'm looking down at my card, so hopefully you don't see my hair sticking in the way. But I'm just going to add some little dots of glue randomly around this thing. And then we're going to throw some sequins on here because I thought that might be kind of fun. Okay, got some dots of glue. And now this is the dowel that I got in like the kitchen section of Walmart. You can buy packages of dowels. And so I just cut them in half and add some sticky tack to the end. That just helps me because I don't have any fingernails, so it's really hard for me to pick stuff up. And so, yeah, this helps me pick up little things like this and place them where I might want them to go without using a fingernail that I don't have. Kind of a big glob of glue right there. Oops. I think I just stuck my finger in a bit of the glue. I think it was right there. And let's see, we can get some more out of here. Here's one. No, not you little tiny guys. Get off. This one. This is the one I want. For right there. And then I did put a dot up here, didn't I? Yes. It's starting to dry, so now I can't see it. Maybe right there. Okay, yeah, I think that's a little better. What do you guys think? Just adds a little bit of sparkle, so we're going to go with that. So these are just some of our metallic sequins. And then we have the subtles, or iridescent, excuse me, iridescent sequins, and the metallics. So now that card is done. So we've got the set of note cards. We've got this one here with the mango. We've got this one here with the shaded spruce and the blueberry bushel. And then we've got our bookmark card right here with the washi tape on the back. And that's it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to share the video to be entered in the drawing for the cards next week. And say a little prayer for my mom. If that's the kind of thing you do, I would appreciate that very much. And I'll see you back here next week at noon Eastern. All right, guys. Bye-bye.